Hey, y'all. Okay. Hey, y'all. This is David from the Focal Point. Welcome to another one of our live streams. Tonight we have the Mississippi Wailers.
Woo!
Right. Featuring a member of the Wee Heavy, my own mother, and several other folks who will be introduced soon. Yeah. So I'm just going to give you a quick idea of what we have coming up here in the near future for your viewing enjoyment. So Saturday, February 13th, we would be having a Valentine's Day special with the one and only Chimps, but unfortunately, the show had to be canceled. So don't tune in for the Chimps because you won't see anything. And next up is, a Mardi Gras celebration with the Gaslight Squares on Tuesday. Usually we have our shows on Thursdays and Saturdays, but since Fat Tuesday is on a Tuesday, we'll be having Mardi Gras with the Gaslight Squares. Next up is, looks like we have Christopher Parrish on Thursday, February 18th. Christopher Parrish is an old friend of ours from Chicago, who's recently moved back down to St. Louis. And he is just a phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal piano player. So don't miss that one. And then not long after that, on Thursday, March 4th, we have a very old friend who's been coming to the Focal Point for since I was this high. I mean, he's been through many times before. The one and only Andy Cohen, a very good guitarist and student of the Reverend Gary Davis. If you want to see some very, very fancy guitar work, check out that one. Now, before I get off and hand this over to Jay, let me just give a shout out to our sponsors who kind of help us do all this stuff. Jackson Pianos, Schlafly Beer, Regional Arts Commission, Big River Media Group, and Seafoam Media. And so I think without further ado, I'm just going to pass this on to Jay and let him explain exactly what this is all about.
Well, I think we're going to sing a song here first, and then we'll talk a little.
Okay. Nope. Got a note. The chicken. The skipper's in the wardroom drinking gin.
Hi-ho, chicken on a raft.
I don't mind knocking, but I ain't a-going in.
Hi-ho, chicken on a raft.
And Jimmy's a-laughing like a drain.
Hi-ho, chicken on a raft.
He's looking in the comic cuts again.
Hi-ho, chicken on a raft. Chicken on a raft on a Monday morning. Oh, what a terrible sight to see. That toast for in the dustbin half. Sitting there picking out a chicken on a raft. Hi-ho, chicken on a raft. Hey-ho, chicken on a raft. Hi-ho, chicken on a raft. Hey-ho, chicken on a raft.
They gave me the middle and the forenoon too.
Hi-ho, chicken on a raft.
And now I'm pulling in a whaling crew.
Hi-ho, chicken on a raft.
The seagulls flying overhead.
Hi-ho, chicken on a raft.
I'd rather be sleeping in a feather bed.
Hi-ho, chicken on a raft. Chicken on a raft on a Monday morning. Oh, what a terrible sight to see. That toast for in the dustbin half. Sitting there picking on a chicken on a raft. Hi-ho, chicken on a raft. Hey-ho, chicken on a raft. Hi-ho, chicken on a raft. Hey-ho, chicken on a raft.
I had a little girl in Dunny Bay.
Hi-ho, chicken on a raft.
And did she make a fool of me?
Hi-ho, chicken on a raft.
Her heart was like a pusser shower.
Hi-ho, chicken on a raft.
Done hot to cold in a quarter of an hour.
Hi-ho, chicken on a raft. Chicken on a raft on a Monday morning. Oh, what a terrible sight to see. That toast for in the dustman half. Sitting there picking out a chicken on a raft. Hey-ho, chicken on a raft. Hey-ho, chicken on a raft. Hey-ho, chicken on a raft. Hey-o, chicken on a raft.
They said goodnight on the midnight bus.
Hey-o, chicken on a raft.
But she didn't cry and she didn't fuss.
Hey-o, chicken on a raft.
Am I the one that she loves best?
Hey-o, chicken on a raft.
Or am I just a cuckoo in another man's nest?
Hey-o, chicken on a raft. Oh, chicken on a raft on a Monday morning. Oh, what a terrible sight to see. That toast for in the dustman half. Sitting there picking on a chicken on a raft. Hey-o, 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 chicken on a raft.
An Amazon girl lived in Dumfries.
Hi-oh, chicken on a raft.
And did she make a fool of me? Oh,
Hi-oh, chicken on a raft.
Her sister lives in
Berry Hill. Hi-oh, chicken on a raft.
She says she won't, but I think she will.
Hi-oh, chicken on a raft. Hey, chicken on a raft on a Monday morning. Oh, what a terrible sight to see. Tap toes forward and the dustman half. Sitting there picking on a chicken on a raft. Hi-oh, chicken on a raft. Hey-oh, chicken on a raft. Hi-oh, chicken on a raft. Hey-oh, chicken on a raft.
Hi-ho,
Chicken on a raft. Hey-oh, chicken on a raft. Hi-oh, chicken on a raft. Hey-oh, chicken on a raft.
I believe chicken on a raft refers to food in this case.
Thinking egg on
Yeah,
toast.
right. That was written by Cyril Tawney, who is more modern than a lot of the songs we're going to do. He was in the Royal Navy during the 50s, and he wrote a lot of comic songs mostly, but a few serious ones now and then.
Excellent.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, well, and two, I just want to get something straight here, that don't think of this so much as a concert, but more as a live stream sing-along. So, so the way this all came about is our GM, Michael Holtz, approached me, and because of the trending popularity of sea shanties on TikTok, actually, so I never thought TikTok would influence my life. I thought it, mainly as a high school teacher, you know, I'm usually trying to get the girls to quit.
You need to start doing the TikTok.
Yeah, I thought it was just to
All the
annoy
cool
me,
kids are
basically.
doing
But so Michael suggested that we put a shanty night together, and so called
Just
out.
happen to know some people who sing sea shanties.
I do know some people. In fact, the people that taught me most of the sea shanties I know are sitting around you here. So two main sings. So Judy's sing is usually a Thursday night thing, and so Judy Stein, of course, Presley Barker, and myself, Jay Harkey, and then also, unfortunately, they're both on Thursdays. So, but there's a shanty night at Morrison's Irish Pub in Alton, which is a fantastic place if you haven't been there. In fact, the proceeds, I think you mentioned this, half the proceeds tonight are going to the Focal Point, and half the proceeds are going to Morrison's. We'll talk a little bit more about Morrison's as we go along and why we chose them as such a worthy recipient. So, but I think I've been talking long enough. Anything I didn't explain? So let's sing another song, and I'll think of what I should have said and maybe say it. I'm sorry? Oh, these other three people?
Not important.
So we don't talk about them.
They're the Morrison's people, yeah. So
That's the port side crew.
to my left is Wayne Shell, Stephen Fox, and Patrick LeBlanc. So let's sing another song.
All right.
Yeah,
Good
we
idea.
need a
Presley's.
tune.
And this tune is about transporting prisoners from England to Australia because it seemed like a good idea at the time. And there's so many verses because it's a really long way to Australia. Sweet ladies of Plymouth, we're saying goodbye. Roll down. We'll rock you and roll you again by and by. Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down. And we will roll down. Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down. The anchor's away and the sails are unfurled. Roll down. We're bound bound for to take her halfway round the world.
Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down, and we will roll down. Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down.
The wide bay of Biscayne, the seas will run high.
Roll down.
Them poor sickly transports will wish they could die.
Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down,
And we will
roll down. Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down.
when the wild coast of Africa it do appear.
Roll down.
Them poor nervous transports will tremble with fear.
Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down,
And we will
roll down. Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down.
when the Cape of Good Hope it is rounded at last.
Roll down.
Them poor and weary transports will long for the past.
Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down,
And we will
roll down. Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down.
when the great southern whales on our quarter do spout.
Roll down.
Them poor simple transports will goggle and shout.
Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down,
And we will
roll down. Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down.
And when we arrive off Australia's strand,
Roll down.
them poor lonesome transports will wish for the land.
Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down,
And we will
roll down. Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down.
And then we'll set sail for old England shore.
Roll down.
Them poor stranded transports will see 'em no more.
Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down,
And we will
roll down. Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down.
Then sweet ladies of Plymouth will pay all your rent.
Roll down.
And go roving no more till our money's all spent.
Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down,
And we will
roll down. Walk around me, brave boys, and roll down.
Thank you, Presley. I think we're going to turn it over to Wayne right now with 100 Years Ago.
Woo! We love you, Wayne.
Hadn't anticipated that. 100 years on the eastern shore, oh yes, oh. 100 years on the eastern shore, 100 years ago. Oh, when I sailed across the sea, oh yes, oh. My girl said she'd be true to me 100 years ago. I promised her a golden ring, oh yes, oh. She promised me that little thing 100 years ago. I wish to God I'd never been born, oh yes, oh. To go rambling around and around Cape Horn 100 years ago. Around Cape Stiff with frozen sails, oh yes, oh. Around Cape Stiff to hunt for whales 100 years ago. Oh, Bully John from Baltimore, oh yes, oh. I knew him well on the eastern shore 100 years ago. Oh, Bully John's a boy for me, oh yes, oh. a bucko on land and a bully at sea
100 years ago.
Oh, Bully John, I knew him well.
Oh, yes, oh.
But now he's dead and gone to hell 100 years ago. I thought I heard the old man say,
Oh, yes, oh.
that we were homeward bound today 100 years ago. 100 years on the eastern shore. Oh, yes, oh. 100 years on the eastern shore. 100 years ago.
Thank you, Wayne.
Yeah.
Can you give me a B flat since you got your guitar out? Oh, the rain, it rains all day long. Bold Riley, oh, bloom alay. And the northerly wind, she blows so strong. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear. Oh, Bold Riley, oh, Bold Riley. Goodbye, my darling. Goodbye, my dear. Oh, Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Cheer up, Mary Ellen, don't you look so glum. Bold Riley, oh, boom alay. Come White Stocking Day, you'll be drinking rum. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear. Oh, Bold Riley, oh, Bold Riley. Goodbye, my darling. Goodbye, my dear. Oh, Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. We're outward bound for the Bengal Bay. Bold Riley, oh, boom alay. Get bending, me lads, it's a hell of a way. Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Goodbye, my sweetheart. Goodbye, my dear. Oh, Bold Riley, oh, Bold Riley. Goodbye, my darling. Goodbye, my dear. Oh, Bold Riley, oh, has gone away. Thanks. Thank you. Awesome. Well, thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you're singing along. Have a beverage, some tea, some rum, some whatever your preferred beverage is. So, and hopefully you're singing along. So that's the whole point. And you know, when I first met Judy and started to get into this whole traditional song thing, it's funny. I remember that very first session I showed up to, and I just sat there for like half an hour, and Judy finally leaned over to me. She's like, "Are you going to sing?" I'd always been in choirs, I always like practiced before, but here we just.
He didn't have enough cider in him.
We don't need no stinking practice.
Yeah. Well, if we are a little rusty.
We did practice.
Yeah.
We practiced once.
Twice.
Twice, yeah,
We
right.
practiced twice.
Yeah.
Just because we hadn't had our regular weekly sessions.
That's right.
Yeah. So.
Haven't had him for a while.
But hopefully, with the warmer weather, those will be going on again soon. So, it's all, no, Cape Cod Girls.
It's the Codfish Girls.
Yeah. B flat.
Cape Cod girls don't use no combs. All away, all away. Well, they comb their hair with codfish bones, and we're bound away for Australia. So heave her up, me bully, bully boys, all away, all away. Heave her up and don't you make a noise, and we're bound away for Australia. And the Cape Cod kids ain't got no sleds. All away, all away. Well, they slide down the hills on codfish heads, and they're bound away for Australia. So heave her up, me bully, bully boys, all away, all away. Heave her up and don't you make a noise, and we're bound away for Australia. And the Cape Cod cats ain't got no tails. All away, all away. Well, they lost 'em all in a northeast gale, and we're bound away for Australia. So heave her up, me bully, bully boys, all away, all away. Heave her up and don't you make a noise, and we're bound away for Australia. And the Cape Cod ladies ain't got no frills. All away, all away. Well, they're plain and skinny as codfish gills, and we're bound away for Australia. So heave her up, me bully, bully boys, all away, all away. Heave her up and don't you make a noise, and we're bound away for Australia.
Excellent.
There.
Thank you.
American one.
And we haven't heard from Mr. LeBlanc yet. So.
Sick 'em.
All right, so this tune is called All For Me Grog. It's a bit of a bawdy one, so if you've got delicate ears, you might want to cover them. And this is one of the songs that I emphatically do not teach my students.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog.
All for me beer and tobacco, for I spent all me tin on the lassies drinking gin, and across the western ocean I must wander.
Oh, where are me boots, me noggin, noggin boots?
All gone for beer and tobacco.
For the soles are knocked about, and the lace is all worn out, and the toes are sticking out for better weather.
And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco, for I spent all me tin on the lassies drinking gin, and across the western ocean I must wander.
Oh, where is me shirt, me noggin, noggin shirt?
All gone for beer and tobacco.
For the collar's knocked about, and the buttons are worn out, and the tail is sticking out for better weather.
And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog.
all for me beer and tobacco. For I spent all me tin on the lassies drinking gin, and across the western ocean I must wander. Oh, where is me wench, me noggin wench? She's all gone for beer and tobacco. For her front is knocked about, and her lips are all worn out, and her tail is sticking out for better weather.
And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog.
All for me beer and tobacco. For I spent all me tin on the lassies drinking gin, and across the western ocean I must wander. Oh, where is me bed, me noggin bed? It's all gone for beer and tobacco. For the mattresses are tore, 'cause I lent it to a springs are looking out for better weather.
And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog.
All for me beer and tobacco. For I spent all me tin on the lassies drinking gin, and across the western ocean I must wander. Oh, I'm sick in the head, I haven't been to bed since first I came ashore with me plunder. I see centipedes and snakes that I'm full of pains and aches, and I think I'll take a trip out over yonder.
And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog.
All for me beer and tobacco. For I spent all me tin on the lassies drinking gin, and across the western ocean I must wander. And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco. For I spent all me tin on the lassies drinking gin, and across the western ocean I must wander.
Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, we're down to
Rolling down to Old Maui.
Yeah.
And the words for this song were actually found in a ship's log, which was a very important thing to keep in a Pacific whaling ship in 1858. So we didn't make this stuff up.
Make sure my fingers are on the right buttons here.
It's a damn tough life full of toil and strife we sailormen undergo, and we don't give a damn when we drink our rum and how hard the winds do blow. We're homeward bound from the Arctic around with a good ship taut and free, and we don't give a damn when we drink our rum with the girls of Old Maui. Rolling down to Old Maui, me boys, rolling down to Old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic round, rolling down to Old Maui. Once more we sail with a northerly gale through the ice and wind and rain. Them native maids, them tropical glades, we soon shall see again. 6 hellish months have passed away on the cold Kamchatka Sea, but now we're bound from the Arctic round, rolling down to Old Maui. Rolling down to Old Maui, me boys, rolling down to Old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic round, rolling down to Old Maui. Once more we sail with the northerly gale through the ice and wind and snow. Our mainmast sprung and our whaling's done, and we ain't got far to roam. Our stunsail bones is carried away, what care we for that sound? A living gale is after us, thank God we're homeward bound. Rolling down to Old Maui, me boys, rolling down to Old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic round, rolling down to Old Maui. How soft the breeze through the island trees, now the ice is far astern. Them native maids, them tropical glades, is awaiting our return. Even now their soft brown eyes look out, hoping some fine day to see our baggy sails running for the gills, rolling down to Old Maui. Rolling down to Old Maui, me boys, rolling down to Old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic round, rolling down to Old Maui.
Thank you, Presley. One of my favorites there. And sorry, my eyes. This is why I got the glasses on my head. I just recently started trying to use readers. So yeah, here we go. So Blood Red Roses.
All right.
Stephen.
What key did we decide on that one? E flat. Right? Right.
I've got
Sorry,
F.
I'm consorting with myself. F.
In public. Oh,
Sometimes I gotta consult an expert, Steve.
Shocking.
it's cheaper that way.
That's the way it goes. My boots and clothes are all in pawn. Throw down your blood red roses. Throw down. It's flamin' drafty around Cape Horn. Throw down your blood red roses. Throw down. Oh, you pinks and posies. Throw down your blood red roses. Throw down. Me dear old mother, she wrote to me. Throw down your blood red roses. Throw down. Me dearest son, come home from sea. Throw down your blood red roses. Throw down. Oh, you pinks and posies. Throw down your blood red roses. Throw down. You got your advance and to sea you'll go. Go down your blood red roses. Go down. To chase them whales through the frost and snow. Go down your blood red roses. Go down. Oh, you pinks and posies. Throw down your blood red roses. Throw down. It's growl you may, but go you must. Go down your blood red roses. Go down. If you growl too much, your head they'll bust. Go down your blood red roses. Go down. Oh, you pinks and posies. Throw down your blood red roses. Throw down. And one more pull and that'll do. Go down your blood red roses. Go down. For we're the boys to kick her to. Go down your blood red roses. Go down. Oh, you pinks and posies. Throw down your blood red roses. Throw down.
Thank you. It is weird not to, like, you have to be ready to go.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, thank you for the applause there. But yeah, haven't
Someone
even,
appreciates
I know.
us.
I need to take a quick drink here. So,
Hydrate.
well, somehow you got two in a row here, but we could.
Double play.
Let's do Rio Grande next, but let's not forget Holloway Joe.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Oh, was you ever in Rio Grande? Oh, you Rio. It's there that the river runs down golden sand, and we're bound for the Rio Grande. And away, love, away. Oh, you Rio. Sing fare thee well, my pretty young girls, and we're bound for the Rio Grande. Oh, Oh, New York town's no place for me. Oh, Uriah, I'll pack up my trunk and I'll go off to sea, and we're bound for the Rio Grande. And away, love, away. Oh, Uriah, sing fare thee well, my pretty young girl, and we're bound for the Rio Grande. Oh, all you beachcombers, I'll have you to know. Oh, Uriah, we're bound for the southern and glad for to go, and we're bound for the Rio Grande. And away, love, away. Oh, Uriah, sing fare thee well, my pretty young girl, and we're bound for the Rio Grande. So put down your gear and get it unpacked. Oh, Uriah, the sooner we leave, the quicker we're back, and we're bound for the Rio Grande. And away, love, away. Oh, Uriah, sing fare thee well, my pretty young girls, and we're bound for the Rio Grande. The anchor is weighed and the sails they are set. Oh, Uriah, and the girls that we're leaving we'll never forget, and we're bound for the Rio Grande. And away, love, away. Oh, Uriah, sing fare thee well, my pretty young girl, and we're bound for the Rio Grande. The anchor is weighed and the gear all made fast. Oh, Uriah, and the boys give a cheer when the harbor is past, and we're bound for the Rio Grande. And away, love, away. Oh, Uriah, sing fare thee well, my pretty young girl, and we're bound for the Rio Grande. Oh, was you ever in Rio Grande? Oh, Uriah, it's there that the river runs down golden sand, and we're bound for the Rio Grande. And away, love, away. Oh, Uriah, sing fare thee well, my pretty young girl, and we're bound for the Rio Grande.
And the awkward silence at the end. Hopefully you guys are taking.
I was going to say, no applause this time, crew. I feel personally
Yeah, I
attacked
know,
here.
it's different, isn't it? But and let me take this moment to say thanks to our live stream crew here again.
Here, here.
So Paul Hyrant, Jeff Herman, yeah, I don't know. I started to blank for a second. Dave Stein, good Lord, Eric Stein on sound, and Dave Stein, MCing tonight. So really appreciate it. It's been fun working on that end too. In fact, with live streams, I think I prefer to be on that end. But this is nothing personal here. Okay.
That's all right.
Yeah, I think I'm going to quit talking here. Stephen, why don't you sing a little of Haul Away Joe for us?
That's fair. Woo! Perfect.
Go, Steve.
Yeah. When I was a little boy, or so my mother told it to me.
Way, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
That if I didn't kiss the girls, my lips would soon grow molded to me.
Way, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
Way, haul away, the good good ship, she's a rolling to me.
Way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
Way haul away, the good ship, she's a rolling today.
Way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
King Louis was the king of France before the revolution.
Way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
Then he got his head cut off, not good for its constitution.
Way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
Way haul away, the good ship, she's a rolling to me.
Way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
Way haul away, the good ship, she's a rolling today.
Way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
First I had a Spanish gal, but she got fat and lazy.
Way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
Then I had a broken gal, she damn near drove me crazy.
Way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
Now I have an Irish gal, she is my every fantasy.
Way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
Way haul away, I'll sing to you my Nancy.
Way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
Way haul away, she is my cup and fancy.
Way haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
Thank you.
D, F, it's the same thing. F.
Oh, that was F.
There's only a couple steps different.
I thought it was supposed to be, I don't know. It worked. It sounded,
Yeah.
it sounded great.
Nice cover up. Wait, with the fact that we're discussing it right now.
Yeah. But this is what we would be doing in the pub, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so.
I feel
that's
quite
what-
at home here.
Well, or if the ship was plowing through the seas and the call comes up from way up in the mast, could you lower that a little bit?
You're not quite in key. That's an eighth no.
Okay, Wayne, you ready for this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Little Rowdy Soul. I learned this actually from a Scotsman, from Brian McNeil. Where did you learn it, Wayne?
Well, I learned it off of an old record by the Indian Creek Delta Boys.
What's a record?
Vinyl record back in the 70s.
Oh, children.
Kidding. I know what a record is.
Give some credit to
Come
those
here, dog, and get your bone. Tell me what shoulder you want it on. A penny off and a penny on. One more load and I'll be gone. I'm a rowdy soul, I'm a rowdy soul, and I don't care whether I work or not. I'm a rowdy soul, I'm a rowdy soul, and I don't care whether I work or not.
Last year I didn't plant no corn nor beans, didn't plant no plot of tomatoes. Oh, the sun's so hot that the corn wouldn't grow, but damn those Irish potatoes.
I'm a rowdy soul, I'm a rowdy soul, and I don't care whether I work or not. I'm a rowdy soul, I'm a rowdy soul, and I don't care whether I work or not. Next time I build my house, I'm gonna build that chimney higher. Them wild dogs come roving round, gonna throw them on the fire. I'm a rowdy soul, I'm a rowdy soul, and I don't care whether I work or not. I'm a rowdy soul, I'm a rowdy soul, and I don't care whether I work or not. I saw the captain's coat hanging on the wall. I stole the captain's coat and I wore it to the fancy dress ball. I'm a rowdy soul, I'm a rowdy soul, and I don't care whether I work or not. I'm a rowdy soul, I'm a rowdy soul, and I don't care whether I work or not.
I took my gal to the fancy dress ball and I didn't think nothing about it. Now I ain't one to start a row, but I'm trouble when I get started. I'm a rowdy soul, I'm a rowdy soul, and I don't care whether I work or not. I'm a rowdy soul, I'm a rowdy soul, and I don't care whether I work or not.
Pass that jug around here, son, and I'll tell you a story about things with claws that scratch and bite, and women mean and hoary.
I'm a rowdy soul, I'm a rowdy soul, and I don't care whether I work or not. I'm a rowdy soul, I'm a rowdy soul, and I don't care whether I work or not.
Yeah.
And now for something completely different, Essequibo River.
This is a South American shanty. I learned it from Martin Simpson a long time ago. Essequibo River, the king of rivers all.
Boaty turning now, we are somebody, oh.
Essequibo River, the king of rivers all.
Boaty turning now, we are somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Boaty turning now, we are somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Boaty turning now, we are somebody, oh.
Essequibo skipper, the king of skippers all.
Boaty turning now, we are somebody, oh.
Essequibo skipper, the king of skippers all.
Boaty turning now, we are somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Boaty turning now, we are somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Boaty turning now, we are somebody, oh.
Essequibo Mary, the queen of Marys all.
Boaty turning now, we are somebody, oh.
Essequibo Mary, the queen of Marys all.
Boaty turning now, we are somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Boaty turning round, we are somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Boaty turning round, we are somebody, oh.
Run like the devil when you're running from a squall.
Boaty turning round, we are somebody, oh.
Run like the devil, oh, the devil take us all.
Boaty turning round, we are somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Boaty turning round, we are somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Boaty turning round, we are somebody, oh.
When we get to Georgetown, the sheet's coming down.
Boaty turning round, we are somebody, oh.
Got to spend $1, we go tearing round the town.
Boaty turning round, we are somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Boaty turning round, we are somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Somebody, oh. Boaty turning round, we are somebody, oh.
Nice.
I should explain that phrase, boaty turning around, we are somebody, oh. It means that somebody fell overboard and we're turning the boat around to rescue him, but
Yeah,
we still keep
it
singing.
does. Yeah, right.
Never stop singing.
But, you know, just on the face of it, we're somebody. That sounds good, too.
I
doesn't
like
it?
that. It's an affirmation song.
So I finally thought of what else Dave wanted me to say, or what I think he wants me to say. So, I'll probably get to it piecemeal here. But so if you're enjoying this, what we're proposing is to do fairly regular, every month or two, a different themed sing. Some of these same folks might have some special guests as well. And again, the whole purpose of this is Focal Point has been donating 100% of their proceeds to the artists. And of course, many of those artists are donating those to charitable causes. And we're running a bit of a deficit, and so we're gonna start a drive here pretty soon. But this was just one little way that we could give back and hopefully have some fun doing it and give. You know, we miss our sings a lot, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's part of our soul and what we do. And it's so good to be with you folks tonight.
That's right. When this is all over with, and you like to sing, whoever you are watching out there, if you live on the east side, you can call up Wayne, and if you live on this side of the river, you can call up one of us, and we'll invite you to sing with us.
It'll be warmer soon, and we can
It will.
all be outside.
Yeah.
Morrison's has got a tent outside. They've been, been doing the social distancing thing, and just a little bit about Morrison's while we're stopped too. It's the kind of place that, because I have relatively young children, and because these two sings happen on the same night, I don't make it very regularly, but it's the place I can walk in when I haven't been there 3 months. And they're, hey, Jay, and they know that I'm gluten-free and give me Magners. And even more important than that, they've been impacted with the flooding. They're right down there by those big grain elevators or bins there, right in downtown Alton. And I'm trying to remember, so they turned themselves into a food pantry for a while when they couldn't be open. Mm-hmm. So they're just those kind of folks. So,
woo! We love you, Morrisons!
And I'll try not to steal your singers on Thursday nights too often. It would have been pretty chilly out in the tent, right?
Oh, the space heaters are great, let me tell you.
Okay, well.
Positively balmy.
Hold the bowling.
Okay.
I can get it. Turn it back to Steve in here.
Yeah. So this song, I'm going to go ahead and put out to my cousin Nick Kodris, who's out on the coast, who does schooners for a living. He actually works on one in Maine. And so I want to put that out to him because he came back from the coast and knew all these songs that we were actually singing. And I'm like,
Nice.
weird. All on the bowl and homeward we are going.
All on the bowl and the bowl and the hoe.
All on the bowl and before she starts a rolling.
All on the bowl and the bowl and the hoe.
All on the bowl and so early in the morning.
All on the bowl and the bowl and the hoe.
All on the bowl and the skipper is a growling.
All on the bowl and the bowl and the hoe.
All on the bowl and the kitty is me darling.
All on the bowl and the bowl and the hoe.
All on the bowl and kitty comes from Liverpool.
All on the bowl and the bowl and the hoe.
All on the bowl and's a far cry to payday.
All on the bowl and the bowl and the hoe.
Nice.
Short and sweet.
Well done.
And that brings us to Roll the Old Chariot.
Oh.
It's the E minor chord there, Wayne.
Okay.
We'd be all right if the wind was in our sails.
We'd be all right if the wind was in our sails, and we'd be all right if the wind was in our sails, and we'll all hang on behind, and we'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along, and we'll all hang on behind.
And a little bit of rum wouldn't do us any harm.
Well, a little bit of rum wouldn't do us any harm. Well, a little bit of rum wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind. Then we'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll all hang on behind.
Oh, a night out on the town wouldn't do us any harm.
Oh, a night out on the town wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, a night out on the town wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind. And we'll roll the old chariot along.
A drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm.
A drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm. A drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind. And we'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll all hang on behind.
If the devil's in the road, we'll roll right over him.
If the devil's in the road, we'll roll right over him. If the devil's in the road, we'll roll right over him. And we'll all hang on behind. And we'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll all hang on behind.
Well, the bigger paycheck wouldn't do me any harm.
Well, the bigger paycheck wouldn't do me any harm. Well, the bigger paycheck wouldn't do me any harm. And we'll all hang on behind. And we'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll all hang on behind.
If the song came to an end, it wouldn't do us any harm.
If the song came to an end, it wouldn't do us any harm. If the song came to an end, it wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind. And we'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll all hang on behind.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's back to me. Okay.
What was that song called?
I forget. Something about rolling.
Here's a nice little. No, not a murder ballad.
Oh, is this Willie
murder.
Taylor?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't involve a bird.
We ought to say something here about women on ships.
Yeah.
Because it did happen. I think most of the songs that you hear, though, are kind of wishful thinking, but there were definitely women captaining ships and women working on ships undiscovered, shall we say. This business of disguising yourself as a cabin boy or something was not unheard of, probably not as often as people would have liked. I mean, but this is one, and I find it significant that they never mention her name. They always talk about the guy she was looking for.
Mm-hmm. Right. Like I said, feel free to help me out on this one, guys. Yeah. It's going to start to get out of order. You got an F sharp for me, Wayne.
Minor.
Willie Taylor and his youthful lover, full of mirth and loyalty. They were going to the church to be married. He was pressed and sent on sea. Dally dilly dum dilly dum 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 dally dilly dum dilly dum dum day. She dressed herself up like a sailor. On her breast she wore a star. Her beautiful fingers long and slender, she gave them all just a smear of tar. Dally dilly dum dilly dum 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 dally dilly dum dilly dum dum day. On this ship there been a skirmish, she been one amongst the rest. A silver button flew off her jacket, there appeared her snow white breast. Dally dilly dum 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 dally dilly dum dum day. Said the captain to this fair maid, what misfortune has brought you here? I'm in search of my true lover, whom you pressed on the other year. Dally dilly dum 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 dally dilly dum dum day. If you're in search of your true lover, pray come tell to me his name. Willie Taylor they do call him, but Fitzgerald is his name. Dally dilly dum 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 dally dilly dum dum day. If you go out tomorrow morning, early as the break of day, There you'll spy your Willie Taylor walking along with his lady gay. Dolly dilly dum dilly dum 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 dum, dolly dilly dum dilly dum dum day. She went out the very next morning, early as the break of day. There she spied her Willie Taylor walking along with his lady gay. Dolly dilly dum dilly dum 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 dum, dolly dilly dum dilly dum dum day. She drew out a brace of pistols that she had at her command. There she shot her Willie Taylor with his bride at his right hand. Dally dilly dum dilly dum 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 dum, dally dilly dum dilly dum dum day. When the captain came to hear it of the deed that she had done, he made her a ship's commander over a vessel for the Isle of Man. Dally dilly dum dilly dum 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 dum, dally dilly dum dum day. Dally dilly dum 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 dum, dally dilly dum dum day. Good, I got them all in the right order. That's kind of a minor miracle. And now we'll change pace again. Wayne, if you would.
Oh, we're really changing pace.
Yeah. But perfect for a night like tonight.
Yeah, this is a song that's pretty, it seems a little bit maybe more realistic, or maybe even more modern, I don't know. As far as, I don't think it's a real old song, but...
I think Harry Robertson? I think Robertson was the guy that named it. Nick Jones' album is how I know it, but...
Yeah. Anyway, this,
you, actually,
yeah,
but-
this is called the Little Pot Stove. Where the winter winds do blow and the whaling fleets at rest, tucked in Leaf Harbor's sheltered bay, safely anchored 10 abreast, see the whalemen at their stations, as from ship to ship they roam, carrying bags of coal with them and a little iron stove. In that little dark engine room, where the chill seeps in your soul, how we huddle round that little pot stove that burned oily rags and coal. Fireman Patty worked with me on the engine frozen cold. A stranger to the truth was he. There's not a lie he hasn't told. Oh, he boasted of his gold mines and the hearts that he had won, and his body sense of humor shone just like a ray of sun. In that little dark engine room, where the chill seeps in your soul, how we huddle round that little pot stove that burned oily rags and coal. We live it 7 days a week, with cold hands and frozen feet, weary days and lonely nights, making grog and having fights. But there's saltfish and whale meat sausage and fresh penguin eggs a treat. And hurry on to work each day through the icy wind and sleet. In that little dark engine room where the chill seeps in your soul, how we huddle around that little pot stove that burned oily rags and coal. Then one day we saw the sun, we saw the factory ship return. Meet with your old friends and you have a song. Pray that the journey wasn't long. Then it's homeward bound and it's over, and we leave this icy hole. But we always will remember that little iron stove in that little dark engine room where the chill seeps in your soul. How we huddle around that little pot stove that burned oily rags and coal in that little dark engine room where the chill seeps in your soul. How we huddle around that little pot stove that burned oily rags and coal.
Pretty song.
Thank you, Wayne.
We can harmonize.
Amsterdam, made of Amsterdam. In Amsterdam there lived a maid, mark well what I do say. In Amsterdam there lived a maid, and she was mistress of her trade. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. Her eyes were blue, her cheeks were red, mark well what I do say. Her eyes were blue, her cheeks were red, a jaunty cap was on her head. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. I took this maiden for a walk, mark well what I do say. I took this maiden for a walk, and sweet and loving was her talk. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. I put my arm around her waist, mark well what I do say. I put my arm around her waist, says she, young man, you're in some haste. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. I took that girl up on my knee, mark well what I do say. I took that girl up on my knee, says she, young man, you're rather free. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. She swore that she'd be true to me, mark well what I do say. She swore that she'd be true to me, but spent my money fast and free. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. In 3 weeks' time my money's spent, mark well what I do say. In 3 weeks' time my money's sent, so sadly off to sea I sadly went.
I'll
Go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. When I returned again from sea, mark well what I do say. When I returned again from sea, a soldier had her on his knee. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid. A-roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more a-roving with you, fair maid.
That'll teach you.
Yeah, and that song is entirely self-explanatory.
I think here's where I need some help from you all, like as far as making the comments after the performances, because I just keep saying the same thing over and over again.
But you do such a great job of it.
Lovely, Presley. Yeah, which it is. So it's so lovely to sing with y'all. So.
Oh, we're allowed to talk?
More.
That wasn't in the contract.
Anybody need some rum?
Hey, I can take some rum. If you're offering.
Sure.
I must say, it is really good to sing with friends. Good old friends, good new friends, good old
Yeah.
songs,
Oh, I get the
good new
entire
songs.
bottle?
All right.
Get ready for.
I would not regret this
Yeah.
at all, right?
That one, yeah.
Don't confuse your whiskey
we
and
can
your
change
rum.
it to Rummy Johnny? Rummy Johnny?
Johnny.
Don't get ahead of yourself. Here we go. Patty West.
Patty West.
Well, I don't know where exactly this song comes from, but
I suspect that it's Irish.
Anyway, this is kind of one of those tunes we picked up from the Clancy brothers, and always kind of liked this tune. And it's kind of a really funny song if you actually do know something about sailing, because basically this poor man, and it sounds like maybe actually two in some of the verses, two men. They're being ran through the ringer, and whenever they get on that ship, it is over. It is over. They know that you never went anywhere in your life.
Did you see, Steve? It's
Never
all
been
about
to
the
sea.
confidence. You don't actually need intelligence.
I've heard that. Okay. As I was a-walking down London Road, I came to Paddy West's house. He gave me a bit of American hash, and he called it Liverpool Scouse. He said, there's a ship that's so wanting hands, and on her you'll surely sign. The maid is a tyrant, a boatswain's worse, but she will suit you fine. Put on your dungaree jacket and walk up looking your best, and tell 'em that you're a poor sailor lad that came from Paddy West. Now when I had me feed me boys, the winds began to blow. They sends me up in the Arctic on main royal for to stow. But when I got up in the attic, no main royal could I find. So I turned around to the window and I threw the window blind. Put on your dungaree jacket and walk up looking your best, and tell 'em that you're a poor sailor lad that came from Paddy West. Then Paddy piped out, all hands on deck, the station's for to man. His wife, she stood in the doorway with a bucket in her hand. And Paddy cried out, now let her rip, and she flung the water our way, saying, clew up to ports, the stan'sel, boys, she's taken in the spray. Put on your dungaree jacket and walk up looking your best, and tell 'em that you're a poor sailor lad that came from Paddy West.
Well, seeing we're off to the southern boys, to Frisco we was bound. Paddy brought out a length of rope and he laid it on the ground. We all stepped over and back again, and Paddy said, "That's fine." And if they ask were you ever at sea, you can say you crossed the line. Get on your dungaree jacket and walk up looking your best, and tell 'em that you're a poor sailor lad that came from Paddy West. And Paddy said, "Pay attention, boys, a lesson you must learn. Starboard is where the ship she points, and the right is called the stern. So look ye over your starboard bow, and ye will find northwest." And that's how we learned navigation at the school of Paddy West. Put on your dungaree jacket and walk up looking your best, and tell 'em that you're a poor sailor lad that came from Paddy West. For every 2 men that graduate, I'll give 1 outfit free. For 2 men up on the watch at once is something you'll never see. And oilskins you will never want, carpet slippers made of felt. And I'll dish out to the pair of you a rope yarn for a belt. Put on your dungaree jacket and walk up looking your best, and tell 'em that you're a poor sailor lad that came from Paddy West. There's only one thing for you to do before you sail away, and that's step around the table with the bullocks on display. And if they ask, "Are you ever at sea?" you can say 10 times round the horn. You can tell 'em that you were a sailor since the day that you were born. Put on your dungaree jacket and walk up looking your best, and tell 'em that you're a poor sailor lad that came from Paddy West. Take off your dungaree jacket and give yourself a rest, and remember those cold nor'westers that we had at Paddy West.
Thank you.
Roll Alabama.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right. What am I giving you?
AGF. And this is a true story about the 2 mightiest battleships in the Civil War, the Alabama on the Confederate side and the Kearsarge on the Union side, and they finally came face to face. Now in 1861, roll Alabama, roll. The Alabama's building was begun. Oh, roll Alabama, roll. She was built in the port of Birkenhead. Roll Alabama, roll. Laid down in the yard of Jonathan Laird. Oh, roll Alabama, roll. To the western isle she sailed away then. Roll Alabama, roll. To be fitted with British guns and men. Oh, roll Alabama, roll. Then across the ocean she plowed forth. Roll Alabama, roll. To destroy the commerce of the North. Oh, roll Alabama, roll. The Alabama sailed for 2 whole years. Roll Alabama. 65 ships in her career. Oh, roll, Alabama, roll. Out of Cherbourg port she was caught one day. Roll, Alabama, roll. Where the Kearsarge shot her masts away. Oh, roll, Alabama, roll. She sent the Alabama to a watery grave. Roll, Alabama, roll. With 150 men so brave. Oh, roll, Alabama, roll.
Yay.
Thank you.
Whiskey Johnny.
I think I know that song. I sang it once or twice.
C chord there, Wayne.
C chord, you'll probably.
Well, then I'll probably change it.
You
Let's be
can
completely
change it.
honest.
Feel free to change it.
But this is a tune we like to call Whiskey Johnny.
Because that's its name.
It is. It is indeed called Whiskey Johnny. Whiskey is the life of man. Always was since the world began.
Whiskey, oh Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below.
Whiskey, whiskey, whiskey,
Oh,
oh,
up aloft this yard must go, and rise her up from down below.
Whiskey here, whiskey there, whiskey almost everywhere.
Whiskey, oh Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, and rise her up from down below.
Whiskey up, whiskey down, whiskey all around the town.
Whiskey, oh Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, and rise her up from down below.
My wife and I do not agree. She puts whiskey in her tea.
Whiskey, oh Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, and rise her up from down below.
Had a girl, her name was Lies. She put whiskey in all her pies.
Whiskey, oh Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, and rise her up from down below.
Whiskey killed me poor old dad. Whiskey drove me mother mad.
Whiskey, oh Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, and rise her up from down below.
Whiskey is the life of man. Whiskey from an old tin can.
Whiskey, oh Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, and rise her up from down below.
I thought I heard the first mate say, I treats me crew in a decent way.
Whiskey, oh Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, and rise her up from down below.
If a whiskey was a river and I could swim, I'd say here goes and dive right in.
Whiskey, oh Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, and rise her up from down below.
If whiskey was a river and I was a duck, I'd dive to the bottom and never give a up.
Whiskey, oh Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, and rise her up from down below.
I wished I knew where the whiskey grew. I'd eat the leaves and the branches too.
Whiskey, oh Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, and rise her up from down below.
A tot of rum all around, and a bottle full for the shanty man.
He doesn't
That's
need it.
me.
Wait a minute.
Whiskey.
Yo, Johnny, oh, rise her up from down below. Whiskey, 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 oh, up aloft this yard must go, and rise her up from down below.
We've got some nice contrast in here because next is 30 and 10.
Oh gosh,
So,
this
yeah. It's very like
this is a crying song.
And now for something completely different.
Yeah, this song was written as a fundraiser for an actual storm that wiped out a bunch of fishing boats.
Hundreds.
Yeah,
So depress us, Wayne.
yeah.
And it's 70 boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They longed to fight the bitter night and battled with the swell. Methinks I see a host of craft spreading their sails alee, as down the harbor they do glide, all bound for the northern sea. Methinks I see on each small craft a crew with hearts so brave, going out to earn their daily bread upon the restless wave. And it's 70 boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They longed to fight the bitter night and battle with the swell. Methinks I see them yet again as they leave this land behind, casting their nets into the sea, the herring shoals to find. Methinks I see them yet again, and they all on board all right, with their nets close reefed and their decks cleaned up and their side lights burning bright. And it's 70 boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They longed to fight the bitter night and battle with the swell. October's a night, but such a sight was never seen before. There were masts and yards and bits of spars getting washed up on the shore. There was many a heart of sorrow, there was many a heart so brave. There was many a fine and hearty lad to find a watery grave. And it's 70 boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They longed to fight the bitter night and battle with the swell. And it's 70 boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth down to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They longed to fight the bitter night and battled with the swell.
Thank you, Wayne. So we're coming up to the end of our program tonight and our sing-along, and hopefully you've enjoyed sing-along. We got a few more songs here. I think that'll be all right. But two, I want to say, so if you're interested in this and want us to keep doing it, we're certainly happy to keep singing, I think. So we're looking at been talking about an Irish night. Imagine that next month. That's totally predictable, but so.
We know more songs.
Yep. Yeah. We know a lot of Irish songs, so we can do that too. So, yeah. And Judy and I have kind of been talking. We've got a whole list of ideas that we could, if we want to keep doing this. So, like I said, hopefully this has been enjoyable for you, as enjoyable for you as it has been for us. So, but we got a few more songs here. I was going to say too, in the comments, if you want to. Since it's an Irish theme, you can always suggest things. We'd never promise you that we could get to them, but many of them we probably know, and they might just, it might influence our set list. So feel free to do that. That was on our list. Maybe in the summer we'll do a bigger outside sea shanty because
there's more of us than this.
Yeah, and we've got a whole nother program of songs. Yeah, but maybe maybe our friend Keith Shannon can do that one for us this summer. So
that'll be good.
We will pay attention to those comments and. Try to respond appropriately. So, what is next is
Don't do Danny Boy.
Bully in the Alley.
Could you give me that note there?
Help me, Bob.
It'd be F. F.
Bully, by the way, means drunk in this context.
Way to give it away, Judy.
They'd know anyway, I think.
Oh, it's help me, Bob. I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob. I'm bully in the alley. Bully down the shinbo now. Well, Sally is the girl that I love dearly. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Sally is the girl that I splice nearly. Bully down the shinbo now. It's help me, Bob. I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob. I'm bully in the alley. Bully down the shinbo now. When I get to St. Lou, I'm gonna see my Sally. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Throw her a line and make fast in her alley. Bully down the shinbo now. Help me, Bob. I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob. I'm bully in the alley. Bully down the shinbo now. I'm gonna make damn sure there's no one tied up at the key. Way, hey, bully in the alley. She told me that mooring was just for me. Bully down the shinbo now. Help me, Bob. I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob. I'm bully in the alley. Bully down the shinbo now. When my time is come, I'm gonna slip my cable. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Gonna see my Sal often as I'm able. Bully down the shinbo now. It's help me, Bob. I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob. I'm bully in the alley. Bully down the shinbo now. Well, I'll leave Sal and I'll be a sailor. Way, hey, bully in the alley. I'll leave Sal, ship aboard a whaler. Bully down the shinbo now. It's help me, Bob. I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob. I'm bully in the alley. Bully down the shinbo now.
The end.
I was ready. It's a dead-end alley.
Okay, we're getting to the bitter end here. So,
We do have two more requests.
what? Okay.
We have General Taylor and Barrett's Privateer.
Okay. Well, for the next shanty night,
We will write those down
keep
and,
a list.
and use them next
I was talking more about suggestions for Irish night. Sorry, I wasn't clear about that. So.
That's all right. Let them suggest
You
whatever
know,
they
I
want.
can rock Barrett's Privateers. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, we're running out of time here, but let's.
It's a long one.
It is a long one. Okay, let's hope I can. Yeah, South Australia. Hope I know what verse I'm singing. That's what I'm shuffling through my papers. I haven't cheated all night, but I really want to cheat now. But it's in here. But Why don't you guys start, and if I
Are we
can't...
going this way, or does it?
Which way are we
who's-
going on this one?
We'll send it that way and go.
Okay.
Oh, South Australia, I was born. Heave away, haul away, South Australia, round Cape Horn.
And we're bound for South Australia. All away, you rolling king, to heave away, haul away. All the way you'll hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia.
South Australia's a damn fine place.
Heave away, haul away.
To get blind drunk is no disgrace, and we're
Bound for South Australia. All the way you rolling king, heave away, haul away. All the way you'll hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia.
I wish I was on Australia's strand.
Heave away, haul away.
With a
bottle
bottle
of whiskey in me hand, and we're
Bound for South Australia.
each hand.
All the way you rolling king, heave away, haul away. All the way you'll hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia.
And as we wallop around Cape Horn,
Heave away, haul away.
you'll wish to God you'd never been born. We're
Bound for South Australia. All the way you rolling king, heave away, haul away. All the way you'll hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia. Ain't one thing that grieves me mind. Heave away, haul away. To leave Miss Nancy Blair behind. We're bound for South Australia. All the way you rolling king, heave away, haul away. All the way you'll hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia.
Oh, South Australia is my home.
Heave away, haul away.
From there I never more will roam.
And we're bound for South Australia. All the way you rolling king, heave away, haul away. All the way you'll hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia.
And one more pull and that'll do.
Heave away, haul away.
I'm off to box my kangaroo.
And we're bound for South Australia. All the way you rolling king, heave away, haul away. All the way you'll hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia.
Nice.
Okay. The kangaroo verse, I'm not sure about that one.
Oh, I love that one. That's my
like
favorite.
Well, thank you.
I've got to box someone.
That's probably, yeah. I don't think I would want to box a kangaroo, though. Yes, thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you for to Michael Holtz for suggesting this.
Woo!
And
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, and thanks to our crew for being here.
You're here.
Those guys really make it happen.
They certainly do. And I'm trying to think, have I not said anything that I should say, Dave?
Or said anything that you shouldn't say.
Why?
Why what?
I talked about that. Yeah. Because they're good places that are
Yes.
that are extremely
That's right.
well, yeah. Just trust me, they're worthy causes.
So
I've been
we're
involved with both for a long time. So, but like I said, very very generous spirits from both of these organizations, and we just want to give a little bit back. So so thank you for donating your time and talents and singing tonight. So
Enjoyed it.
Pleasure.
you couldn't stop us.
yeah. We'd be singing anyway, right? So thanks.
There you go.
Just puts a little more
Sing with
pressure.
an audience.
Okay. So
Just
we're
had to put on a different shirt.
Yeah, right.
so we're gonna finish up with
Back in port now.
yeah,
Right.
we're back in port. So
Leave her, Johnny.
Lee or Johnny.
You know.
Nope.
Okay.
Who's
We decided
John? Why did
E.
we sing so much
E.
about him?
Are we taking a verse this week?
Rotten meat and weevilly bread. Lever, Johnny, lever. Oh, pump a drown, the old man said. It's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is
is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
I thought I heard the old man say, leave her, Johnny, leave her. It's a long, long pull till the next payday, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
The wind was foul and the seas ran high.
Leave her, Johnny, leave her.
She shipped it green and none went by.
And it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
Oh, the maid was a bucko and the old man a Turk.
Leave her, Johnny, leave her.
And the bosun was a beggar with a middle name of work.
And it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
Now the rats have gone, and we the crew.
Leave her, Johnny, leave her.
It's time by now that we go to,
And it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
Oh, the starboard pump is like my students.
Leave her, Johnny, leave her.
They're all worn out and will not work,
And it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
Bye.
The end. This is really the end. Thank you so much for tuning in and for supporting Focal Point and Morrison's Irish Pub. So
Hear, hear.
until next time. Are we-